How about now? Sound check. Sound check, sound check. Sound check. I am not muted. I have microphone tested okay. Sound good? Sound good? Sound is good? Say sound is good. Okay. Got sound. I don't know. I replugged my headphones. Who knows, right? I'm going to blame aliens. They're messing with my sound. Okay. Sound is good now. Good deal. Yeah. What a week, guys. UAP hearings and all the UFO shows are talking about it. And they're all going on and on and on about these different aspects of what people are saying. Now, I don't have a definitive anything for the UAP hearings, but okay, I want all of y'all to use that meme and tell all your friends who are not really paying attention to ufology, go up to them and say, hey guys, it's about to get really weird, because it is. And I love it. And something I can say is, if you want to get a leg up in all of this ufology stuff, meditate. Meditate and make contact yourself. Get you a crystal of some sort, preferably a chunk of quartz. This stuff is on Amazon. This is your quantum radio, okay? Learn how to activate it. There's a meditation you can do, and these things, but you got to tell it specifically what to do, because if it does everything, it'll blow your electronics up. But this will help you. These will help you. This one is assigned. It can do more, but it is assigned to a task. So, yeah, if you want to give yourself a leg up on all the disclosure and the alien, and the government's not going to tell us anything. Okay? The government's not going to tell us anything. They've known about this stuff for years and years. They've known about all this stuff for 70, 80 years, if not longer. And I maintain that we are in a protected environment, and we are the wild animals that they don't want to get eaten by. District 9, reference to that movie. So, hey, Samo, you're back. Oh, Puck, I'm glad you got some sleep, man, because you were angry. Last time I saw you, I think it was, yeah, you were angry. I don't even know what it was about. I got a gist, but that's okay. But anyway, meditate and look within, because everything you need to talk to these guys, you own, you have it. All you got to do is want it, okay? And I'm not going to reiterate what the ufology people are saying. We know that. We heard it. We all heard it. You heard what you want to hear. I'm not going to reiterate what they say. They say, and they're still saying it. Okay, oh man, all of them. Amy, Rich, who else did I listen to? That's all I listen to. That's all I need to get my news, right? It's Amy and Rich. I will go here and there. Cheryl Costa's talking about it a little bit, but that's not really her forte. But everybody's talking about it. And how could I not talk about it, right? It is the biggest thing in mystical news since I don't know what, okay? And it's a big deal. This is a big deal. The world is different now. And I just got finished listening to UFO Michigan. I think it's Rob's other channel. He has UFO Bigfoot and UFO or Bigfoot Michigan and UFO Michigan. I was listening to him talk to Cheryl, and the world is different now, and everyone is going to be. They've had 70 years to get used to it with Star Trek, Star Wars, all the science fiction, Firefly, all those things. And now people are going to be, that's just supposition, what they're talking about. People should be desensitized enough to accept the presence of these guys. Okay. And Cheryl brought up some good points. Okay. She was talking about, don't tell me how good the technology is going to be. Are we going to blow ourselves up with this technology? Don't tell me how good it's going to be in 10 years. Tell us, are we going to blow up ourselves tomorrow? And I think that's what she was saying. And it's a really good point because we won't get the technology for at least 40 years. That's my estimate. I'll bet 25 cents, bet you a quarter, bet you a whole quarter that we're not going to get nothing for 40 years. We're going to be on gasoline. We're going to be on coal. We're going to be doing the same stuff for the next 40 years. And I don't know if I'll be around for it, and I don't think I want to be. If I have any say of it, the people here, us, will be using Mercury drives. Hell yeah. Puck, you're still going to get your hoverboard, your Barbie Mattel hoverboard. I'm going to do it. Still going to do it. I got the key right here. Right here. That's Mercury, by the way. But yeah, we're not going to see anything for 40 years. Disclosure, all of us here have already had personal disclosure. We don't need the government to tell us what's going on. Okay? And I've had my disclosure. I've been in contact. And it was really cool. It's still continuing to be cool. I've been leaving messages. That's about it. That's all I can do. And hopefully they'll get back to me, but they're not supposed to talk to us because we're the protected species and we're supposed to be uninterfered with. Please, we've been interfered with for so much, so long. You know, I've been interfered with, let's see, local government, state government, federal government, my bosses at my work, the people at the store, I'm already interfered with. I welcome our space brothers, right? And they are not going to be interfering with me. We're already interfered with. So let me look in the chat. Okay, Bob Perkins, hey, welcome back, man. I've been seeing you all over the ufology scene. And I saw you on Rich the other day. I think that was Rich's show, right? Yeah, the open lines. All right. Okay. I literally just walked in the door before I started the show because it was 8:20 my time when I left my sister's place and I was working on my mom's car. Turns out it has a totally broken exhaust manifold. Give me some of that alien tech. I would love to get some of that alien tech so I can fix my human tech. But I know what I got to do. I know what's got to happen. So I might even take a day off to do that. I don't know yet. But it's got an entirely broken exhaust manifold. It's old. It rusted through, took a jolt, and just cracked open. And it's kind of a hard thing to fix because it's complicated. It's got all the vacuum hoses and the sensors and the wires and the things, and I'll get it. But that's where I was on my way home. I didn't even get coffee before the show. I'm just like, oh boy. So I'm going to do the hour and take a break, make coffee, and I'm hungry. So, Okay, back to the UAP hearings, right? They are still getting approved messages put out. They're approved messages. That is not disclosure at all. That is, well, we've been doing stuff, but we can't tell you except we're on the skiff. And I'm like, man, you're about to, the United States is on the skids and you were about being on the skiff? Come on now. What are they? What I, it's fear driven. Why they won't bring people out, tell the whole truth is fear driven. And I have a question. All right, this was a congressional hearing. Whatever happened to perjury? You're sworn to be honest. What happened to that? Right? If I go to court, if I go to a court, a hearing, whatever, and I say, well, I can tell you on the skip, but I can't tell it in the courtroom. That's perjury. Okay? Maybe I don't understand so well, but when you go in front of, like one guy said, uh, he wanted to know about a UFO sighting, and it was the first UAP hearings, right? And the guy says, well, it needs to be brought to me in an official capacity. And the guy looks around and says, well, this is pretty official. We're in Congress. So are they paperworking themselves out of this? Because it seems like that's what they're doing. And little headline, I know some of y'all have heard this, and this is not ufology or science related, but it is mysticism related, okay? JP Morgan is paying off victims to not sue Epstein's estate. And I'm leaving it there. Why is that mystical? Because they were doing dark side shit. Mystical dark side shit. So there you go. And I'm done with that topic. All right. But perjury, that's lying or withholding information. So I thought. Sounds like they were withholding a whole lot of information. These are, this is Congress. Okay. This is not trying to get out of a speeding ticket or complaining that the curbs are too low in your neighborhood. No, this is Congress. This is, it affects the entire country and ripple effect the world. So whatever happened to perjury? What if we were to go up to Congress, right? Would it be like Don't Look Up, that movie? Would it be like, this place is a zoo? This place is a joke. They don't listen to us. We have the science and they're not listening. Is it going to be like that? Is that why they're not saying? Everybody keeps saying national security and top secret and all. It doesn't, that will soon not matter, right? Because they are going to be around and we're going to be the hillbillies of the galaxy, just like they said in Orville. Because right now we're the protected species and we're not allowed to have jumps in our development that would affect prime directive, right? We're not allowed, we're pre-warp society, whatever. At least some of us are. I'm pretty sure some of us are pretty mentally capable, because I don't think this is about science and hardware. I think this is about consciousness. I really do. And all these UAP hearings, those are, something's telling me that those are not the actual guys, okay? The actual guys are thousands of light years away. They can't get here except through some other means outside of normal space-time. That is consciousness, because that is the quantum realm. Here we are. We're doing it. And oh, hey Raven, how you doing? Just saw you come in. Okay. So I think it's going to be, I think it's about consciousness. All of this is going to turn out to be a dog and pony show. Yeah, we'll get some tech. We still won't be able to go too far out of our solar system because tech won't take us there. As we know it, tech won't take us there. Quantum effects, that could take us there. Quantum entanglement, a particle here, a particle there. Okay. But I don't know. I don't think we're very close to that at all. I don't think we're close to that at all. This is going to be a consciousness project. And we are halfway there already. That's us. Us here. We are halfway there already. Because when I say, if you're here, you're quantum, I mean it. It's not a catchy phrase. Simply, I really do think we have an awareness in this group, our group here. We have an awareness that most people don't have. We can see differences, missing trees, switching roads, mailboxes broken and not Schrodinger's mailboxes. You know who I'm talking about. And hey, two broke guys, Nate. Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks. You're listening at work? Well, I'll try to keep you entertained. Um, but yeah, I'm talking about the UAP hearings, and I'm pretty sure in 10 years it's not going to matter because um, we're not worried too much about alien technology. Because here, I will go back to a thing I said a while back. The Little Mermaid. She collected things. Do you remember? She had forks. She had bottles. It was in the movie. How do you make a fork? How do you make a bottle? What do you need? Fork is, let's break it down. Fork is made of metal. They're Stone Age people. They don't have electricity in the sea, right? Okay. So how do you make a fork? You need fire. It's kind of hard to run a fire underwater. All right. You need fire to smelt metal, then cast a metal or forge metal, and then you need fire to make glass. So those things can exist there, but it's really, really difficult to create them there. I posit that that is what we're having to deal with. We have been able to make some stuff in space, on space station, on space shuttle. Those frictionless bearings made in space, right? Things that are very, they rival German engineering as far as accuracy and tolerances, made in space using sound waves of all things. And yeah, you can check out David Adair. David Adair did that. Well, he knows about it. I don't think he's ever been to space himself, but he knows about it. Let's see here. And I'm looking at the chat right now. Right. Okay. Sapphire's talking about, some says titanium and aluminum reactions for heat. And like, how would Waterworld do metal? Right. How? It's really hard to do metal underwater. So it's really hard for us to make things from another environment here in this environment. So I don't know if we're going to get much of that done. Our best bet is to look at Antarctica tech and Atlantean tech. And why do I say that? Because I'm doing some of it right now. I've been doing it. You know what this is? This is that crystal. This is an assigned crystal. It is in my healing network. This is Mercury. This is a forbidden science. And I really hope it's one of us. One of us, maybe not in this chat, but one of us in ufology, in the woo side of stuff, and we are very much in the woo side, works with hydrogen cells, right? not tanks. Hydrogen using water for fuel. I was going to tackle that one and get far, but Mercury is so much cooler for me. It just calls to me. The water thing, sure, that is totally workable. I've chosen Mercury, and I'm really hoping someone here does this, does the water. Puck saying, I burst into flames as I stepped into a church. Okay. Anyway, UAP hearings, I really think it's being used for political purposes, right? What else is going on? Biden laptop, the Epstein stuff, Ukraine, genocide. Why? You know, why? Come on, client list. Really? Oh, they're not going to release it? What? Why? Because I'm getting told bankers are stopping the client list from being released. Oh, wow. That's breaking news. Banks news updates for real. I will try to leave a link in there, right? And they're politicizing the UAP stuff totally as a distraction, okay? Because we got so much stuff going on that is literally in our faces. And also, I've been watching that news updates for real. And he goes, have you heard the news? That guy, right? And he's talking about that looking at the overall picture, the United States is under attack from the inside. And I don't mean the political parties, okay? Rails, food processing, infrastructure is all under attack. All the food processing centers that all the media is saying, oh, they're not related. When somebody in the mainstream says this is not related, it's related. And you got stuff going on at the chemical spills all over the place, pipeline spills, but chemical spills off of trains, trucks, and boats. That's infrastructure, okay? That is infrastructure. We're being softened up. This is a long game. They did it in Germany, and Germany did it to the surrounding nations, all right? They tried to do it here. And I don't know if many of you recall, but there were a bunch of people busted as spies here in the United States for Germany, and it was legit. They were legit spies. I don't think they were doing it of their own volition. I think they were being used, manipulated. The spy game, they taught me, well, I was in a group. They taught us about how to play the spy game, right? And it's a move, counter move, guile, and deceit. And nothing is overt. I asked the guy giving the class, I'm like, what if I stab him? I asked him that in front of everybody. I said, if somebody comes up to me, tries to get me to, what if I stab him? Would that be okay? Because I like knives. What if I stab him? And he goes, well, people in the spy game don't normally go around stabbing each other. I'm like, whoa, really? Well, how about we rewrite some of those rules? I didn't tell him that because I was like nothing, right? I was a private oh. But yeah, I actually stood up in class and says, excuse me, sir, what if we stab him? What if I stab him? Is that going to be okay? If I stab a spy, is that okay? I did. And I got that because I was doing what I was doing and I was classified how I was classified. But Yeah, pretty simple to me. Have spy, we'll stab. It's okay. The greater good, right? Have spy, we'll stab. I'm okay with that. And yeah, I did that. Sapphire, I did that. But I stood up in the class that he was given, the anti-terrorism, anti-Cold War, anti-spy stuff. I says, excuse me, sir, if he comes up to me and he's trying to do that to me, is it okay if I stab him? Can I stab him? I actually asked him, can I stab him? And I decided if anybody was going to do that to me, I would stab them. I didn't have a chance. I never had to stab a spy. Never had to. Was never put in that situation because I think there was a spy in the room saying, watch out for that guy. He's going to stab you. And hey, Shadow. Uh, Two broke guys. I'm sorry. I was talking about, I know you're at work. I was talking about uh, some anti espionage training I took in the Army. And at the beginning of the class, now there was a whole bunch of different things, but at the beginning of the class, he gave us an overview. This dude gave us an over. He was a young Army dude from CID, Central Investigative Division. And he was saying, here's what to look for if you think you're being used as a spy. And he said, gave us scenarios and the typical scenarios. And right as he was finishing up one scenario, I asked him, excuse me, sir. I think he was an officer. So, excuse me, sir. Is it okay if I stab him? Well, and he didn't know really what to say except, well, us in the spy game, we don't normally go around stabbing each other. I'm like, that's okay. I actually told him, stood up in class and said, excuse me, sir. Stabby, stabby. And that's just something I was going over because the stuff with the UAP hearings, it is going, it's going to be going nowhere. I hate to say it. It's, oh, I hate to say this. I'm undermining so many people when I say this. But yeah, this is part of the dog and pony show. This is the false flag, right? I don't believe most of what they're saying because they're not saying the whole thing. They're not being held accountable for perjury. I can't tell you in Congress, where the hell can you tell them, right? It's a congressional hearing. Like I said when I started talking about this, you're not trying to get out of a parking ticket. You're not complaining that there's potholes in the road. It's Congress, right? This is not City Hall or the tax assessor or the county. This is world level shit, right? And if you can't be held accountable, everything you say has to be approved, then it's a dog and pony show. They're telling us stuff they want us to hear just to distract from, I don't know, client list, JP banking collapse, the banks are collapsing, food and infrastructure is being sabotaged, and we're being softened up. So, guys, get ready, okay? Get ready. Shit's about to hit the fan. And I do not like saying that, right? Do not like saying that. But get away from paid services because they're about to be turned off. Okay, you can tell all this stuff, right? Okay, Two Broke Guys Nate. The UAP hearings, yes, aliens are totally real, 100% legit. But the UAP hearings are a dog and pony show to distract us from client list, infrastructure attack, and us being softened up as a nation, right? And bank failure. That's it. That's it. That's our world here. We have the banks. They're trying to get us on Bitcoin. There's two sides to that. I'm not going to go there this time, right? I'm getting wound up. That's good because I was a little bit tired when I started. But yeah, get ready to be self-supportive. And if you know how to farm, awesome. If you know how to grow your own food, awesome. If you're a hunter, awesome. I'll buy some venison from you, or elk, or wild boar, whatever. We're gonna have to start getting along with Bigfoot real quick because we're gonna be neighbors, right? I believe our infrastructure is about to collapse because gonna back away from that. This is not supposed to be that kind of hard-hitting show tonight, but the UAP hearings are turning out to me, I see dog and pony show. It's a distraction. So get your ducks in a row, right? Because stuff just does not. I smell a fish. Something smells rotten, right? Something really smells rotten about these UAP hearings. Where is the perjury? Why can't they tell the whole truth? Why can't they? Why do they need to be in a skiff? And I can't remember what it's a secure, shielded something, right? No cell phones, no listening devices where they can talk to each other, but they can't record each other. They can't make a phone call. Well, that's not presented to Congress. That's called tap dancing, okay? That's called buying time. And that's what they're doing. They're buying time for something. I just don't know what yet. And I've been thinking about this since before the hearings, since the last hearings, the ones where they didn't say anything, they didn't tell anybody anything, they didn't release anything. Yes, we're deciding to make a decision. We're deciding we will make a decision or not. That's what I heard the first ones, right? So yeah, the cities are going to be the most hurt because the country, we know how to barter. Okay, I can help people move stuff around. I can help people with their electronics and their electric. I can help people communicate. That's what I have to offer. No material goods, but the ability to communicate, and I can give them a hand on the farms, right? So that's what I'd be doing. And I know weird science, and I'm willing to experiment and make stuff work. Okay, but yeah, Puck, you said it. Stay out. Get ready for the cities to become chaos. There's going to be the harbingers of all the zombies are the cities, the bigger cities. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. I need to stop dialing up. Need to calm down. It's the Quantum Show, not Rush Limbaugh, not any of that stuff. But Dorothy, I don't know what cataclysm will they invent next. Good question. I can just wonder. Well, something else has been hidden, right? The beginning of the Canadian wildfires, right? The very beginning of it. A friend of mine said, it was a UFO crash. Look. And he showed, remember how it was one big area and a bunch of surrounding areas kind of at a weird angle? It wasn't a UFO crash. It was a meteor strike. A meteor did that. And that has been covered up, but it has been confirmed. Behind closed doors, they didn't put it on the news. We got meteor problems, okay? And we're going to need to figure out how to stop these meteors from messing with us. Because that was a wildfire in Canada where most people don't live there, right? What if it was a couple of degrees southern? That would have been New York, Maryland, Oregon. That would have been, up there. That would have been Idaho. Lots of people live here. Not so many people live where the wildfires happen. Lots of people live here. And that was a meteor. And that was shown on House of Tarot. Museum of Tarot, excuse me. Museum of Tarot, that guy. Yeah, he's kind of wordy, but he likes to hear himself talk, I think. But he wants to put on a good presentation, and he's confident. And I really like, that's where I got the Dasani goggles at. And, I got a comment on one of the Dasani and walk around videos. Those aren't real Dasani goggles. I asked him, how do you come to this idea? Nothing. Troll. So I was like, yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. So, calm down. See, this is why I need coffee. Actually helps me calm and stay focused. I didn't even take notes. I was literally walking in the door and I was like, what time is it? Got to get the show going. I set, as the show was beginning, I set the laptop up, and I didn't have it set up because I was doing the stuff on the car. By the way, Mom's car has a broken exhaust manifold. That sucks because you got to take the intake apart to do the exhaust. They're put together. It's like, oh man, this big job. I don't know if it's in the scope of my stuff because I've never done that. Not on an engine that's in a car. I've done it on an engine stand. But, pole shift, Samo. Pole shift will not affect us as much as an attack will affect us. We will manage a pole shift. We can manage a pole, and I don't mean extinction level event manage. We will manage because the poles have been shifting back. We've been wobbling. The Earth's been wobbling magnetically. We've had some solar storms. We've had some blackouts, some brownouts, and we're doing okay, But it's about to get really weird with Congress talking about aliens. Banking failure. They're going under. The banks are failing. Going to digital currency, United States. Going away from the dollar. Really? We're already there, but it's kind of an ingrained, accepted thing. The dollar. Epstein client list. JP Morgan buying off the victims. Infrastructure attack. Food. Chemical spills. And boats, planes, trains, automobiles, right? They're all being attacked. And this thing about the electric car, we're going about it the wrong way. We really are. I've talked about that already, but that's not going to help us. Right? That current administration, I know which way I'm going. Have to. Now we have seen what this side does. This is my left hand, right? We have seen what this side does. We know this side is better for the people. More people on the base of it. Yeah, but they both keep secrets. But this side keeps secrets while giving jobs and improving the way we do our lives. They don't restrict us as much. They keep secrets, sure. But these guys create secrets. They create bad situations in the name of what they think is good. And I am not cool with that. I will go with this guy. Says, just don't break it. Put it back where you found it, and we'll be okay. That's what I hear. They all got secrets. Everybody got secrets. And I guess I am kind of tired because I'm focusing on this public stuff and this mainstream stuff and not going with the mystical sense of it. Because my mystical senses are telling me this is bullshit. The UAP hearings is a dog and pony show because without complete disclosure, what do we get? We get nothing from it. No one's getting anything from it. They're not showing what is it? Now, it's an empty cup right now. You know what they're not showing? That. They're not showing that stuff. Maybe a couple of documents, but they're heavily redacted. Even the CIA UFO list I got a couple of years ago, heavily redacted. And there's no bodies, there's barely any documents, and there's definitely no craft. I'm going to be the next UFO. Me. I'm going to be the next UFO. I'm going to be the next flying humanoid. I'm going to be the next UFO. And I'm going to have a flag that says Quantum Show. I'm going to put a flag that says Quantum Show. I'm going to pretend to be an airplane. Just watch. Just watch. I'm going to do some cool stuff, y'all. I'm working on it. Yeah, we got 15 in the chat. Holy crap. And welcome to the Quantum Show, everybody. I know I've been on before. Oh, it's already 42 minutes. Okay. Got to say it. Hit like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. If you're here by proxy, proxy quantum is still quantum. And whew, that was a fast 42 minutes. Let me tell you, I got wound up, but I really do feel like this is all distraction and they're doing everything they can to put us down. Study your herbs, people. Wake yourself up. I'm not going to say raise your vibration, tune your vibration, right? You've got raising it, then you got tuning it. Get happy with yourselves. And you know what? Acknowledge your past. Acknowledge your past. And I haven't mentioned much about it, but shadow work is where you look at yourself honestly. It's really hard to do. You look at yourself honestly and say, what have I done where people don't like me? What have I done? And it's difficult work. There is a method. I'm not going to go into it here, but you have to be honest with yourself. And that will be your stepping off point. Once you reach a point where you see how you have pissed off everybody that has ever been pissed off at you, and why did it piss them off? What did you do? You have to take full responsibility. I've done it. I've been doing it. I keep doing it. And thunder. It's about to storm here. Wow. Okay. It defeated my headphone. I could hear it through my headphone. But you really can't advance yourself to where you can talk to these people without acknowledging your past, acknowledging yourself, working on yourself from here, right? You got to start from here. Up here is where your attitude lives. Up here is where your snarkiness lives. That ain't going to help you, right? Being a jerk is not going to help you. You got to first, what does our key say? True to thine own self first. That's part of it. You can't lie to yourself and say it's everybody else's fault, or it's that person's fault, or it's that person's fault for something that happened when you're involved. You have to take as much responsibility as you can. And I'm talking about the past. That way you can move on to the next thing and find out, how do I find enough peace to make contact? Okay? All the gimmicky things, a crystal will help, but you'll grow to not need it. I have grown to not need this. I like having it around, but I don't need it. Neither do you. They do help, especially the big chunks of quartz that you can get on Amazon. They work really good, but they're kind of a primer for your own abilities. Everyone has them. Whew. Yes, Sapphire L. Puck. Self-realization is the first step. If you can't realize how much of an asshole you are, everyone around you will do it for you. Guarantee it. Okay? And if you can avoid that little pitfall, you're on a stepping stone, a little one. Baby steps. It's okay to take baby steps. This is a big deal, right? But those people in Congress, they need to take baby steps too. And they need to determine they need the whole truth, or they need, oh man, I'm listening to, I can't discuss that here. I can't, every third sentence is, well, I can't discuss that here. Well, what can you discuss here? Well, I've seen some stuff. I've seen some things. It's not telling us anything, right? I've seen some stuff. I've seen some things. I've told it all right here on this show and Amy's show and Rich's show, right? All of it. I have not held anything back. Maybe a little bit, but it's like intensely personal stuff. There's some spirit guide stuff you can get into. It's crazy, right? But it's real. And if you're heavy into spirit guide communication, you know what I'm talking about. And I ain't going there no more. Yeah, skip. Oh my God, skip. Every third sentence was, well, I can discuss with in skip. Give me a break. You know what that would be in local courts? Perjury, lying, hiding the truth. Why aren't they getting in trouble for that? It's a dog and pony show, and they seem to be having a different set of rules that we have to go by. We would get us who are not, well, yeah, we would be in trouble if we didn't tell the truth. There was a bank robbery, big federal case, right? And I was called to witness, even willingly, right? Not hostile witness, but willing witness. And I got called up on the stand about what did I know about any conspiracy about this? I'm like, well, Your Honor, I can't discuss that. I have to discuss that in skip. Excuse me? Perjury, contempt of court, bailiff, take him away. That would be the end of it. That would be the end of it. And it would be, you get to spend 30 days in jail until you tell us what's going on. If you spend 30 days in jail, it will be reassessed. I think that's how it works. We would get busted. Big federal case. Guess what's going on right now with the UAP hearing? Big federal case. And they're lying by omission. What? I feel pretty strongly about this, okay? And I was so hopeful. But the more I've had a chance to think about it, the more I realize this is the biggest part of the dog. This is almost the biggest part of this dog and pony show. This is the mainstream CNN, Fox News dog and pony show that involves the government and UFOs, UAPs, off-worlders. And I have no faith that we're going to get much out of it for at least 40 years, because this is just, they don't care, right? You know what to care about? Banking collapse, Biden laptop, Epstein client list. Do I need to go through it again? Infrastructure collapse, all the stuff that I've talked about today, this hour. And the UAP hearings, I had such high hopes for them. But with everyone refusing to come out and tell the whole truth, that's called perjury. And in our world, it would be contempt of court. But these elite guys, they have different rules, right? Yeah, they do. They have different rules than us. And we can barely get potholes fixed on time before 100 people break their cars. Then they'll fix the pothole, pay the speeding ticket, whatever, right? Now, these Congress people, scientists and pilots and people who sound really important, they're just, to me, I see this as they're committing perjury. They're not telling everything they know. Oh, but quantum guy, they have to be instructed on what to say. Really? What about the bank robbery? Right? If I were to say, oh well, I haven't been instructed on what to say, Mister Quantum guy, you're going to have to answer the question, or we're going to find you in contempt of court for not answering the question. That is it is an accurate question. Well, I have to talk to my contempt of court bailiff. Take him. That's what would happen to us. That's what would happen to us. We would be in contempt, but not Congress, right? Thunder, but not Congress. Why is that, I wonder? Because they're elite? Because they answer to higher powers? This is why I wish sometimes I could just do like R. Keith, say, call them up, and I would call up the aliens. I would go, "Hello, I'm ready to go. Just come get me. Thanks." Right? That's the alien line. I need to make it green, so it's my line. This is my Federation phone right here. This is my Federation phone. I urge you all to get one and just dial them up, right? You just trust me. Crystal phone. All right, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I am getting tired. It's been almost an hour, and I can see y'all are pretty wound up also in the chat room, which is awesome. Yeah, there's I missed so many chats in there, and there's one side of quantum that I am glad I'm not a part of, and that is the majestic people. I'm glad I'm not a part of that. The ultra black ops, because I was listening to a couple of shows, and CIA and government remote viewers were going in on them. Okay, I was talking about it. I was making comments, and nobody comes in here, right? Because I have all this energy stuff set up that I've done. Glyph warding, I do the magic, do the little spells, glyph warding, and just energy and guardians. I got a cemetery full of Minutemen. Booyah. Don't nobody want to come around here, right? This place it's got its weirdness, but it's very protective weirdness. All right. Shadow saying, Dorothy, it's 100%. I got to find out what. Yeah. Let me see. Newson's suitcases. Oh, yeah, they're ready. Whew. I'm glad, but the offensive, the black ops side of the quantum, I'm not part of that, right? I got my hands full. And it seems like when you choose a specialty, things tend to leave you alone because you're focused. I have focused on the science part of stuff, right? Ancient tech. I'm focused on that. And it seems like a lot of that stuff is leaving me alone. Like, I have yet to worry about any kind of demons or shadow people or psychic attacks, right? Because I'm not going in their playground. I've never taken us into their playground. Those are other people. And to be honest, they're kind of pushed into it, right? You don't willingly go into that stuff if you're a good person. if you willingly go into that stuff, you got a more than a dark streak, right? There's more than a dark streak. So I'm glad that doesn't really affect me too much. I'm concentrating on the weird science everybody thinks I'm nuts for trying to do. And, well, spirit guides and manifestation, which it's all real. Just, I'm hearing things. Not sure what. Right. Radio in the other room. Don't know why. But anyway, back on topic. Aliens, yes. UAP hearings, boo, no. They're not doing anything because there's no. They're being it's approved, right? It's like, I don't know, asking permission. What's the point? It's getting the muggles in on it, okay? It's getting the people who normally don't, putting it on the mainstream. I guess that's a thing, but didn't a bunch of people already do that? Get it on the mainstream. Now it's in front of Congress, and it's turned to be a bigger dog and pony show, and I believe it's a distraction. I really do. I don't like saying that, but it just seems like it is. And I really wish we would get something out of it. You know what I want? You know what I want from it? That's what I want to see from it. Me and Amy agree, right? That's what we want from the hearings, but that's not happening. 40 years. I will come up with something before Congress comes up with something. I will come up with something before Congress comes up with something, right? And if anybody is wondering, wow, am I trying to get rich? Nope, not even. Not even. I'm going to be giving the tech away. Yeah, I'm going to be giving it away. You're going to have to buy your own mercury. Shit's expensive. Okay? I can show you where to get it. I could tell you in Skip. I can't say it on the show. I could tell you in Skip. Okay? I need a shirt that says, ask me in Skip. Oh, man. Okay. Well, y'all, this has been the first hour Quantum Show, my solo. I hope I have gotten my points across and everyone has gotten the wheels turning, getting you thinking about the stuff, because something is happening. We just don't know really what it is. Okay? So it's break time. I'm hungry. I want coffee and all the things you do on a break. So I'll be coming back with a panel. I'm going to set that up right now and I'm going to get it ready. I'll be sending out links. Someone said, has anybody heard from R. Keith? I have not. He's going to get a link. I'm going to email him a link. He might show up. Joe might show up. I think he's feeling better. Joe may show up. And I've got the panel coming. Don't know who's coming in because I had some people not show for a show or two. And yeah, Two Broke Guys, Nate, see you soon, man. Well, on the interwebs. So we'll see what happens on the panel. And I'm going to stretch out this topic, see what everybody thinks about it. If anybody wants to join the panel, I will be putting the link in the chat. We'll see where that goes. Okay? All right. Yeah, I've been in touch with Joe. Joe's okay. He's just not been on a show. All right, guys, keep it quantum. If you hear your quantum, hit like and subscribe. If you hear proxy quantum, still quantum. Thanks. Back in a little while. I'll set the show up now. Bye-bye. Pushing buttons. Pushing buttons.